Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. All persons having anything to do before the Honorable Beverly Cannoni, the Justice of the Superior Court, holding in Dedham within and for the County of Norfolk. Draw near, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. This court is in session. Please be seated.
Welcome to a Forensic Friday.
We are back for whatever fresh hell awaits us today.
We are going to get into Karen Read, the retrial.
In good old Massachusetts, where your constitutional rights go to die.
So the rumor that's flying is that the crash daddies are in the house.
Day 28 with Dr. Crash Daddy Wolfe.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Gird your loins, chat. You know why?
Must be Dr. Wolfe time.
Dr. Wolfe time.
Today is ARCA Day.
We're supposed to start at 9, but you know how it is.
So are we tired? Yes.
Time drifts, clocks are off, and so...
Are we ready? Yes.
Who knows what time it is, really?
The moment we've all been waiting for. Crash Daddy Dr. Wolfe from ARCA got on the stand.
He is the reconstruction expert that Action Jackson brought in.
Nice.
There's going to be lots of background training and experience. There's going to be a very thirsty chat. Look, I brought 2 water bottles today because we've got to stay hydrated. Chat, we have to stay hydrated.
What education, training, and background do you have?
Y'all thirsty as hell.
Allows you to perform the duties that you've described for these jurors in terms of accident reconstruction and human factors analyses?
We'll go back to 2012. I received a Bachelor of Science in Engineering from James Madison University.
Huh. We're starting with the educational part. Interesting. Compare and contrast.
Dynamics, fluid mechanics, your engineering sciences. Subsequent to that, I then went on to pursue my PhD.
Sir, if you start talking about fluid mechanics, the chat is going to lose it. It is too early for fluid mechanics, Dr. Wolfe.
Through the introduction of various fluids, we can then modulate the amount of visible light and electromagnetic energy. I ended up prototyping these structures with a 3D printer that was capable of printing 3D printable polymers.
All right, I'm going to be thirsty too. Just come on. I want to have so many beers with him. The smart glass is so freaking cool. And he does the 3D printer stuff. The nerd in me is so happy.
What are we looking at here?
So this might be something you all remember back from high school physics. But even though it's been around since the late 1600s, it's...
Sir, did you just say this is something you might remember from high school physics?
Given the age of the jurors, I'm not sure what they taught in high school physics.
I appreciate you thinking that all of us are there. Did my high school even offer physics? Not to me.
That is presuming a lot that I remember anything from high school physics.
I don't remember. I'm sure we talked about gravity at some point, but I don't remember going through Newton's laws in high school. Maybe we did, and I was not paying attention.
Newton's third law, basically the law of reaction, indicates that when I push on my arm, there's also an equal and opposite force going back to my hand that I'm pushing with.
The chat would like you to put your hands on them and then talk about physics.
Very fundamental
I'm just reading
laws
the chat.
of physics.
I hit it, and it's now moving 10 miles per hour. That means it underwent a change in speed of...
Excuse me, can you just say I hit it again so we can clip it for the soundboard? Thank you.
Have I got that right? PMMA.
You call it acrylic. That's the more common name.
Easier for me. Is 5 millimeters of that acrylic, that outer lens material, is that considered thick or thin in terms of just
how thick
sort of
is it, Jackson?
What we'd see?
Well, let's see. Do I have dial calipers handy? Yes. Bro, that's thick. What does the chat want to see? 5 millimeters.
Is there any glass in the taillight assembly?
Emergency. There's a thirst emergency in court.
Now, he did try to reconstruct how this glass could have perhaps shattered the taillight, and that's why he built a cannon, a pressurized cannon.
Well, it's really a yeet cannon.
To perform these tests, these tests in a controlled state.
Memorialize the damage pattern that you saw on the taillight and the glass.
Oh my God, are there pictures?
Projected into the taillight.
Yes.
Oh my God, are there pictures?
Did you do that through photographs?
Yes.
Oh my God.
High-speed video?
Yes.
There's
all
video.
Of that was memorialized in your report?
Correct.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Are we gonna get to see the cannon? Are we gonna get to see
Two
it?
photographs or two 8.5 by 11
How cool would that
documents
be?
that contain.
There was no video last time. Well, I mean, video probably existed. It just hadn't been turned over because they were still hired by the feds, but now they're not hired by the feds. They're hired by the defense. And so we might get to see a video of the yeet cannon. Happy Friday, chat. This is going to be the differentiator. No one is going to think that an insurance company paid to do all of this. It's Mythbusters IRL. I'm so excited.
What is a static test?
So I'm sustaining that. Ask it differently, Mr. Jackson.
What?
And I'm going to strike that.
I'm sorry.
So I'm sustaining that. Ask it differently, Mr. Jackson.
What is a
And I'm gonna
static
strike
test is a problem with the question. What?
What?
And I'm going
What?
to strike that.
It's a stupid move to strike. He objected because there wasn't a foundation to get into the static test without him laying the foundation a little bit more. Jackson gets it in two more freaking questions.
Did Dr. Welcher appear to be wearing similar clothing as John O'Keefe was wearing on January 29th, 2022?
Yes.
I'm wondering now if Dr. Welcher knew that ARCA used the same clothes or similar clothes, I should say, to what John O'Keefe wore that night.
Would it be significant to be dressed as the victim?
Alan Jackson, and I think this came from you guys, the chat, how weird it was, creepy. Why did he do it? Unnecessary. Why would Welcher dress up like John O'Keefe? It proved nothing.
Which sat horribly. I don't think I've seen anybody think it was normal.
Alan Jackson took those exact questions from online, or he thought of them himself, of course. But the same questions you guys had, and he asked Dr. Wolfe, was there any reason for that? Did that add anything to his testing?
Was there any significance or purpose for that, in your opinion?
In this test, no.
No reason for it.
They weren't doing lighting and human factor testing.
So then why did you, Dr. Wolfe, put your test crash dummies in some similar clothing to what John O'Keefe was wearing?
But he's also an expert in lighting and human factors. So if there is anyone who can talk about why the clothing of someone might matter, it's the expert in lighting and human factors.
Because he wanted to see, he was doing actual impact dynamic testing. He wanted to see how the clothes react to the dynamic testing.
So let's pull up and we'll see the different testing that he did.
Looking at these photographs.
So you're looking on the left, a photograph just before the impact test was conducted. On the right, you're looking at a thermal image that is depicting the temperature profile of the taillight.
You'll see right away the difference between Dr. Wolfe's accident reconstruction and Dr. Welcher's accident reconstruction.
That's pretty damn cool. That's pretty damn cool.
What are we looking at?
This I thought was just so A+.
Do you know the appreciation that I have for this level of detail? It's like we're going to hit an arm at the same speed the cowboy said it was going.
You'll all remember the paint test. I don't have to play that again for you.
This is the difference, again, between real scientists and hired guns.
If we point out that this is junk science,
and their bogus science.
well, that would be very unfair to the Commonwealth, wouldn't it?
Okay, their smoke and mirror show that they tried to put on to pull the wool over the eyes of the juror.
You can't do that. What are you thinking?
That's where he painted the Lexus, the Lexus exemplar taillight blue, and he backed it into him going 2 miles per hour, and that was the extent of his test.
These are the types of experts that create and 3D print all these taillights.
And there was someone in that group that said, well, it was cold that night, right?
As we know, Karen Reed was driving the car in the middle of a blizzard and it was freezing outside.
So many people have asked about, well, if the taillight was frozen, how cold it was outside, this or that. It's like, well, guess what?
I mean, if you want to ride alongs, if you want to reconstruct and try to figure out what happened, you need to make it exactly like it was.
Why don't we actually replicate the conditions that night?
He had to make sure that the taillight was cold.
And someone's like, cool, let's throw the taillight in the freezer and get it down to temperature.
They put him in a freezer.
He froze the light. They got dry ice and froze the light down to 30 degrees.
They preconditioned the taillights. They got them down to temp.
he kept putting the taillights that he was testing in the freezer before he tested or performed any of his tests.
They even bring a freezer with them outside when they do some of their dynamic testing with the Lexus.
This is the nerd just heaven.
I mean, how chef's kiss was that?
The visuals are just they're chef's kiss. They are top notch.
Like I'm sitting here and I don't know jack shit about physics, but I understood that. I understand what my eyes are showing me. I understand what that arm looked like at 10 miles an hour.
This is also a video, but with the high-speed camera. So it's the high-speed camera
Oh,
that's
yeah.
looking top down at the
Give
arm.
me the
So
high-speed
you will
camera.
see when the video plays, this is essentially slow mode. So it's not happening in real time. So you'll see the taillights slowly moving, but it's actually in reality moving at 10 miles per hour.
Understood. Go ahead and play that.
Give me the camera.
Can I ask a question? With regard to this particular 10-mile-an-hour test, what did you note in terms of the damage to the taillight?
It was very minimal.
And what did you note in terms of
any?
any damage at all to the hoodie?
There was none.
Can we go to the next slide, please? What are we looking at in this slide?
So this is looking at a side view. So same test, just looking at it from the side.
That wrist moves a lot.
What did you note?
By the way, you can see the way the arm moves here.
I would have crushed his arm.
In much of the testing done here, they didn't break those diffusers.
But what does it not show? All these different tests, and they couldn't get the arm to break the diffuser. All these different tests, and we'll see what Rentschler says about what it would do to a human arm.
Give me Dr. Rentschler. Give me Dr. Rentschler right now. This is a 10-mile-an-hour impact. This ain't lacerations, folks. This is fractures. Because Randy is about to undergo some hurt. Because this is a demonstrative of what happens to the human body if the impact is square on.
So this is him getting hit and his body projecting forward, which again, as a visual, if I'm the Commonwealth, I would like this.
Well, I guess that answers the question of will it break off of
Can
the
you play that one more time, please?
string that's holding up the arm. Jackson, can you play it again? I've rewound it 7 times. I like the instant replay.
This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Look, gets hit, flies forward, breaks the glass, hurts his arm, right? Like if you want to simplify it, you want to remove a lot of the details, this is what you'd want.
That was so brutal.
Yep, there goes Randy.
Next slide, please.
We have to say a prayer for Randy.
What are we looking at?
I mean, bye, Randy.
Series of photographs.
So this is a extract from our VBox software and data acquisition system. So on the top, you'll see the video. On the bottom is the data. So this is another feed that we had of video. This was triggered. So we do have data from this perspective. So what
Welcher is going to be triggered by all of this data. Like this is... You mean you attach accelerometers to the thing when you try to get the speed matching the thing? Like this is what I would expect to see.
You know, they didn't forget anything. They dotted their I's and they crossed their T's, which, in my opinion, is the difference between what, you know, Hank Brennan is putting forward, the Commonwealth is putting forward. Like you said, you got Dr. Wolfe versus Dr. Welcher. I mean, that's like Tyson going to fight against Pee Wee Herman.
If you're walking away from this testimony today and you're still of the mindset that John was struck by a vehicle, you're just full of shit.